Hey, what's happening? Imagine that, I got a dope shoe that I want to go over with you. This is one that I've had my eye on for a while. I just figured I better grab it while the getting's good, you know? But anyhow, before we get into this, if this is your first time here, then welcome to the channel. Bread and butter is pretty new, but I'm getting a lot of different pairs of shoes, which means I'm putting together a lot of content for you guys. So if you're into kicks and you feel like hanging out, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button. And if you enjoy this video, then please do me a favor and hit that thumbs up. That'll help this video get seen by more people, which will help my channel grow faster. But anyhow, enough of that. Let's get into these kicks. So as I stated, I tried to get these shoes when they first came out. It was a very common Nike Dunk drop, and they just sold out immediately. So unfortunately, I couldn't get these for retail. I finally pulled the trigger because I had a coupon code from GOAT for selling a pair of the Carmine 6s. There was a $20 off code. I had been eyeing these up, and with that $20 off code, the price was right for me, so I went ahead and grabbed myself a pair. There's nothing really special about the box. The paper is just plain white, but let's get a look at the tag. It reads Nike Dunk Low Retro. The color is medium gray, varsity red, and white. This particular pair of Dunks was released along with a couple other OG colorways. This shoe isn't an OG, but I'll explain that in a minute. But this one caught my eye for a number of reasons, but let's look at the kicks. Okay, so here they are. And these are also known as the UNLV Dunk Lows, which obviously the University of Las Vegas. This colorway was actually released, I believe, in '85, along with some other university colorways, and I think they called it Be True to Your School or something along those lines. The schools that were represented by the colorways all used the Dunk High at that time as their team shoe. But I'm a big fan of gray, I'm a big fan of red, and I'm a fan of Dunks. So when I saw this, it was definitely on my list of shoes to go after. So like I said, this colorway originally released from Nike on the Dunk High in, I believe, 1985. This is the first time that this OG color combination has been released on a Dunk Low, sort of. I should state, there was also an Off-White collaboration, and Virgil used this same color scheme that you see here. So the Off-White collab has a Dunk that looks a lot like this one, but I think this is just as cool, to be honest with you. I don't own anything Off-White. I can't afford it, and I've never hit on it whenever it dropped, so someday I'm sure I'll have something. You've got your standard Dunk outsole in varsity red, and it looks really nice. I always take a close look at those stars up in the front. They're a little low on this. They're not as sharp and as pronounced as I've seen on some Dunks. But then once you come up from that varsity red outsole, the midsole and the stitching in the midsole is all just a nice bright white. I think it really gives the shoe a nice clean look. And then coming up from that midsole, here on the mud guard, and then on the heel, you have these nice smooth panels of varsity red leather. And the color is just very, very nice on these. There's nothing really too fancy about the leather on this shoe, but I don't think there has to be. Original retail price was $100, and I think at $100 for retail, I mean, this is definitely a good shoe. There are a couple little spots on them that I noticed where the stitching wasn't really the cleanest. And then there was another spot where the midsole, the area where the midsole meets the shoe, it didn't get cut quite sharp enough. But that's just me noticing little things. Neither of those really bug me, but I'm just pointing it out because I noticed it. But so like I said, you've got these nice deep Varsity red panels. The swoosh is also in Varsity red. The sock liner is also Varsity red, and all these reds just go together perfectly. Sometimes they're just a little bit off, but these flat shoelaces go perfectly. The piping around the tongue matches perfectly. The stitching on the tag matches. And I like that. I like that. I don't mind if it doesn't match, if it's not meant to match, but the colors on this thing just look really, really clean. And I love this medium gray color. That's what the tongue is primarily as well. And the side panels and this toe box. And then on the heel, I love this. I love the stitching that's on the heel for dunks. I just think that's so cool looking. And then the Nike is in that medium gray color as well. The Nike stitching there on the heel. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it is kind of funny. The insole has Nike written in bright orange. So it kind of just contrasts everything else that's on the shoe. But that insole is also the medium gray color. But that's just a look at the shoe. I think they're really cool looking, and I just wanted to give you guys a look.